So you just picked up your brand new streaming device. Maybe it's an 4K Pro, maybe it's a Google TV streamer 4K, maybe it's an Apple TV or even a Fire TV stick. And I've tested all of these streaming devices over the years, and every time I set one up, I follow a similar procedure, and these steps help me get the best performance, clean up the user interface, and just help me get the most out of the hardware from day one. So today what I'm going to do is show you 7 things I always do after setting up my streaming device. And if you're using a Google TV device, stick around for number 1 because it completely changes your Google TV experience. So we're going to jump right into it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash the notification bell. Let's go. This is something that I always do, whether it's on a Fire TV stick, and Google TV is really good about just doing this off the bat, is check for your device update. The truth is, a lot of streaming devices, once they're put out, they sit on the shelves for months without being used, and when you pop it out of the box, most of the times the software is already out of date. So what this is going to do is going to quickly give you performance improvements, bug fixes, as well as security patches and new features. And I've seen devices perform noticeably better just after their first update. So doing this before installing your apps or changing your settings definitely makes a difference if you're running the latest update. So seems pretty self-explanatory, but definitely wanted to just encourage you guys to do device updates right out of the box. Next thing you want to do is just disable unnecessary notifications. So some streaming devices love sending notifications, promotions, they love sending recommendations, other things that you really do not care about. And for me, when I get a streaming device, I want my streaming device to focus on the entertainment, not focus on trying to sell me whatever services or products they're trying to push. So I'll take a few minutes, I will go to promotions. Right now I'm showing on my Fire TV stick. They do have certain things you can do as far as your device usage data, your app usage data, interest-based ads, and just some of the other notifications and privacy settings they can go ahead and update on the notifications on the Fire TV stick. You see, you can put it to do not interrupt. You can do specific app notifications. So I want to take some time, make sure that's up to date, and it's going to end up just giving you a cleaner and less distracting experience. The next thing I always do is I do want to make sure that I install my essential applications. So for me, I do have a set of applications that I tend to use more than others. So definitely want to get those out of the way. So for me, I always get my Plex installed. If you don't know, Plex allows you to basically create your own media center. They do have the option where you can group your movies, your TV shows, your home movies, and Plex also offers free ad-supported television as well as live TV. So definitely I get Plex set up. The next thing that I always set up as far as a essential app is I do install a file explorer. File explorer is useful for managing your files, managing your downloads, cleaning up your system. It helps you with most troubleshooting issues. Definitely a good one to have. May not use it every day, but when you need to use it, you know it's there available for you. Next, I always get Downloader installed. Whether I'm on a Fire TV or Google TV, we all know that Downloader is one of the most useful utilities available on Android TV and Fire TV. It allows you to download files directly from websites to your streaming devices. And again, if you're someone who's sideload, this can be useful as well. I always get 1 or 2 internet speed tests for network. So whether it's Analytics or the regular internet speed test, this is gonna help me troubleshoot network issues, see what speeds I'm getting, and that way I can decide how I want to manage my network. Also, AIDA64. AIDA64 is something I always install on my streaming devices. If you're into tech and want to see what's actually under the hood, this is going to come in useful. You can see everything from your CPU usage, your RAM usage, storage usage, display capabilities. Whenever I review a streaming device, AIDA is one of the first apps that I do install on this. That's my essential core apps that I put on this device. Yes, you're going to have your streaming apps, all your streaming devices for the most part. So they're going to come with Netflix, YouTube, stuff like that. But these are other essential apps that I find that I must have whenever I get a new device. Next thing, and I found this as of late, is I do want to optimize my audio as well as my video settings. Now, I've done a lot of reviews, like I said, and More than half the times when I go into my resolution, even right now, you can see that it's set to automatic, but it's set to 1080p. The resolution doesn't always come through what it should. This is a 4K device. This is a 4K monitor. A lot of times a reboot does this, or a reboot of your streaming device. For me, I am connected to a video card, so I know that unplugging and replugging it will give me the optimal resolution. So definitely that's something you want to look at. You also want to go into your audio settings, go into your advanced audio settings. You see if it's set to automatic. If you want to manually control it, you can, especially if you're in the home theater. You can set Dolby Digital Plus, DTS. So all of those options are in there. Again, if you know what you're doing, you know what you're looking for, and depending on your TV and audio setup, adjusting these settings can make a significant difference when doing your initial setup. All right, so the next thing I do again is I do try to somewhat organize and customize my home screen. So Fire TV Stick, for instance, you can see that I do have Tubi right there. Maybe I don't want Tubi to be my #1 option. So what I'll do is I'll move that to where I need it, move that around. Maybe there's an app that I don't use anymore. So in this case, let's say TV Mate I no longer use. I want to go ahead and uninstall that. Again, just takes up space if it's something that's just sitting there that you don't need or don't use. So what I do normally, I stick to my usual applications. I stick to the Netflix, I stick to the Plex. I don't need Philo, so let me go ahead and remove that as well. Uninstall. All right, and that will disappear here in a second. Go through, see the apps that I need, see the apps that I don't, delete the ones that I don't need, and then I just keep the ones that I do. Do have my core apps, like I said, the YouTube, Plex, Netflix, Prime Videos. For the most part, everything else that I don't use, I get rid of them. It just gives you a cleaner home screen. It makes navigation just that much faster and improves your overall performance. Next thing is network. So most of these streaming devices, the best streaming devices that's currently out, some of the newer streaming devices, they're going to come with 2 options. Going to have Wi-Fi. In most cases, it's going to be Wi-Fi 6. Some devices are going to come with Ethernet. Might be 100 megabits per second, might be gigabit, depending on which device you get. So for instance, if you have an NVIDIA Shield TV, or if you have the Google TV Streamer 4K and the Buzz TV G Series, those are going to have gigabit Ethernet. So if you have a wired network that's available to you, definitely recommend using that over Wi-Fi. So it's going to give you more stable performance, it's going to give you faster speeds for the most part, good to have and use when you want. Or however, if you have a device with 100 megabits per second like the On 4K Pro, then you might want to consider just using Wi-Fi. And this is where some of these streaming applications come in. So what I'll do is I'll see what speeds I'm getting from wired, I see what I'm getting from wireless, I'll head over to one of my speed test applications, see what speeds you're getting on both, maybe something unique to where you're located, but make that decision of which way you want to go. Do I want to go Wi-Fi or do I want to go wired? Again, this is going to depend on your situation, but you need to make that decision, and this is going to help you just get the best out of your streaming device. And option number 1, and this is strictly something that's unique to Google TV. Whenever possible, I use apps only mode on Google TV, guys. This gets rid of all the clutter, all the recommendations, most of the ads, and just cleans up your home interface a lot. So again, I've done this in other videos, and every time I mention it, some folks don't know about it, but apps only is going to get rid of all this right here, guys. All these extra things that we probably don't really care about. All right, all the apps only mode is going to give you is just the apps that you want to see, the apps that you have installed, and then you click on the app that you want to go in, and it just makes your user interface that much cleaner. Of course, to enable it, you're going to go to your settings, you're going to go to your account, and you're just going to click on the account that you're using. Scroll all the way down to apps only mode. Turn that on. You will get a pop-up warning. Go ahead and turn it on. Hit the home button, and now you're in your apps only mode, which this is your entire user interface. Only show the apps that you're using, the apps that you have installed, and you can see how much cleaner this looks. This way you can go through, you can clean up what you probably don't want, but again, it just makes everything a lot cleaner. Your system don't have to spend resources loading recommendations, so this just makes for a faster, cleaner, less distracting user interface. And most of the times when I set up my Google TV device, I put it in apps only mode because I think this just looks best and just takes away the distractions. Alright, so those are 7 things I always do after setting up my new streaming device, whether you're using Google TV, Xiaomi, the On 4K Pro, Fire TV Stick, the Mi boxes, other streaming devices. These steps can really improve your performance, reduce clutter, and make your overall experience that much better. So definitely want to hear from you. What are the first things you do when you're setting up your new streaming device? Let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, share this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.